HSBC held a press seminar session in Bangkok on economic prospects of Thailand after the flood crisis and affirmed the country would remain resilient during the post-flood period. Frederick Newman, HSBC Managing Director and co-head of Asian Economic Research, said during the session Thailand should see sharp contractions like Australia and Japan, but rise in recovery would also be imminent after the floods.
It looks all very challenging at the moment. We clearly had very disruptive several weeks in Thailand. There's a lot of destruction, but actually the fundamentals of the Thai economy are quite strong, and we therefore think that the economy will rebound very rapidly. And one good example here is the financial sector. It is very important that the financial sector can provide the funding for corporations to invest more, and we think that the Thai banking system is very strong, so the fundamentals should.
Newman also stated that two government policies would help speed Thai's flood recovery, with one being government expenditure on infrastructure and rehabilitation, and the other, the monetary policy to cut interest rates by 25 basis points forecast at the last quarter of this year.
Well, we think the Bank of Thailand might actually ease monetary policy by about 25 basis points. Not that much in the bigger scale of things, but it's at least a token gesture to the business community that loans are becoming cheaper in the near future. It's therefore cheaper to take out a loan for reconstruction. But the reason why the Bank of Thailand may not wish to cut rates too much is that inflation is rising as well. So actually the Bank of Thailand has a very tricky task ahead of itself, and therefore 25 basis point cut is a good compromise.
Okay, so how long do you think this cut will last?
Only about the third quarter of next year, so it's a short-term measure to help the economy back on its feet. But as a V-shaped recovery takes place, as inflation comes back into the picture, we think the Bank of Thailand will be very quick in taking that rate cut off the table and normalize interest rates again.
Furthermore, the global challenges remain a crucial factor for Thailand, with U.S. slow growth and Eurozone recession swinging the economic focus. The country will be having a rough time regaining confidence of international investment.
Well, everything will be dominated by the flood destruction and the recovery for Thailand. The global economic environment is very challenging. Export demand, or import demand rather, from Europe and the US will slow over the coming year. But the disruption in Thailand has been so severe that it will not show up in the numbers as such. It will be a V-shaped recovery because the amount of investment coming in to the economy, the amount of consumption will be so significant in the first half of this year that you'll see quite strong positive growth.
Pasan Singha, an HSBC analyst, also commented on the revised GDP growth for Thailand this year and next year.
We think that the floods will certainly have a very big negative impact in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, we're expecting GDP growth to be minus 5% compared to the third quarter, which means that GDP growth for the full year 2011 is likely to be very low at around, say, 1.7%. But that said, usually for crises like this, there's a pretty good V-shaped recovery with the reconstruction spending both from the government and the private sector, which should lead growth to be pretty good in the first half of next year. So for 2012 as a whole, we're fairly positive. We think growth will be at least 4.5%.
We're not worried about the short term in Thailand. We think Thailand is going to get back to business very quickly, probably quicker than people currently fear. The recovery will be V-shaped. Well, by next summer, we'll be more or less back to where we were before the floods. The bigger challenge is long-term. Long-term, Thailand needs to reassure foreign investors building up plans here that floods will not reoccur anytime soon, that the regulatory environment is conducive for further investment. It's a very competitive environment out there. Other countries such as Indonesia and Thailand continuously attract foreign direct investment, and Thailand needs to stay in the game. And that is, in fact, the bigger long-term challenge here.